Super Bowl 38, time to look at the 2004 Super Bowl ads. Dr. Audrey Gusky is here from Duquesne University, and she's been here for this. You were just saying, your fifth year in a row.
Year, yes, it is.
Fifth year in a row. So if anyone could be an expert on this, because you should let everyone know what you teach over at Duquesne.
I teach marketing, and so I have been studying Super Bowl ads since I've been at Duquesne 15 years. And so I guess if I'm an expert in anything, this is one of the.
You've seen the highs and the lows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Before we get, and I've only seen a couple of these, by the way, because my bedtime is quite early when you come in as early as I do. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of these for the first time. Was it a good crop or bad crop? I saw one review saying that every year they just resort to crude, gross out type ads, and most of it's comedy.
Right. Unfortunately, this is not one of my favorite years, Bob, for watching the commercials. In fact, I think it's probably the worst crop I've seen. And it's really interesting because a lot of advertisers paid $2.25 million or more for a 30-second spot. So it's record as far as how much they paid for it. You would think they would put a little bit more money in the production and the creativity.
We're going to start running the commercials, but one question before we do that. Why do we not see the landmark type commercials like when Apple came out with its first big commercial that was just this whole wild concept? You don't see that anymore. It's basically seeing vaudevillian slapstick humor.
Yeah, it's funny because that was the classic commercial. In 1984, they came out with what they called the 1984 commercial to introduce the Macintosh. And it was huge. It was a 60-second commercial, and it was really the big takeoff of this is Super Bowl advertising. This is, in a sense, the Oscars of advertising. And so ever since then, it's really been hard to top that. They only showed that commercial once at that time, and it's a classic.
Yeah, wow, I did not know they only showed it once.
Only once.
Well, let's go right to one of the first commercials that was shown.
Exactly.
Because I happened to see this because it was early. This is for Bud Light, the Border Collie, and Mutt.
And according to the ad meter on USA Today, this is the #1 commercial.
This was #1 commercial?
This is it.
Here it is.
Hey, nice dog.
Yeah, this is Piper, your bred Border Collie. Watch this. Piper, fetch. Good boy, Piper. You're such a smart dog. So, what can your dog do?
Fergus, Bud Light.
Bad dog. Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light. It's all here.
First of all, the thing that really makes that commercial work, that's the most pathetic looking dog I've ever seen.
It is a poor little dog there. But, it's funny, is Budweiser has won the 6 years in a row now.
Yeah, but they cannot make a commercial without an animal.
Exactly. If they don't have frogs in it.
Or a horse.
Or horse.
Or,
Clydesdales, dogs, monkeys, whatever, yeah.
So that ranks very high. That was number one.
All
right, another Budweiser commercial. Referee gets yelled at by coach and wife.
This was a cute one.
Very close call. Could have gone either way. It was right on the line.
Well, Ferguson's not too happy with it, I can tell you that much.
He's beating him like a rented mule.
And the ref's just tuning him out.
Boy, where do you train to take a beating like that?
He said, when's that porch gonna get painted? And that litter box! It's been 3 weeks! 3 weeks! And to think I could have married Don Hoffman. And it wouldn't hurt for you to say that you love me once in a while.
Cleverly done. When you think about
that was pretty creative.
That was okay. Last year, the #1 ad was also with the referee involved, but it was the zebra referee. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yep.
And so I think anything that's somehow related to football in some way also does.
Budweiser, and they were the biggest advertiser, Anheuser-Busch.
By far, they had 6 minutes of advertising, and if they're paying $2.25 for a 30-second spot,
adds up.
It's huge.
But
it's only 2% of their advertising budget for the whole year.
Yeah, but it's in one day. You blow 2% in one day. Here's Donkey's dream job.
Since I was born, I dreamed of being a Budweiser Clydesdale. Only problem is, I was born a donkey. So all my life, I practiced the Clydesdale walk and the Clydesdale pull. I even tried hair extensions on my lower legs. And then came my big interview. They looked me in the eye and said, "What makes you think you can be a Clydesdale, son?" And what was my answer? I must have said something right.
cute one. I think that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was, you know, you always have to have the Clydesdales in one of the commercials.
But that was a really good, nice, family-friendly.
Exactly.
It was a sweet commercial.
Yeah.
Sweet commercial.
It was
so
one
we'll
of
give
all
that a
time
plus.
favorites.
We'll give
and that was number 3 on the
number 3
ad meter too. So that was ranked pretty high.
Now here, I won't even read. This is a horse sleigh ride, but there's something else written in here.
Yes.
By Bud Light.
Yeah.
You'll figure this out for yourself, folks.
This is so romantic.
Well, it's about to get a little bit more romantic. A little candlelight.
Oh.
And a little Bud Light. Do you smell barbecue? Oh!
Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light.
Cool, a rocket sled.
It's all here.
Not one of the most tasteful of the commercials, let's put it that way.
Well, once again, you have the gross out humor.
Yeah.
Which seems to be
it seems to be in, like you had said.
And it seems to be the easy play, though. It's much harder to come up with a commercial like the Apple computer commercial as opposed to something like this.
Right. And so, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of these types, and it almost like cheapens, as we had talked about, the image of the Super Bowl ads. I like the more classic ones. Do you remember when, the guy who's paralyzed,
Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves. I think it was 2 years ago. He walked. They had him walking.
Yeah,
through some kind of
I forget who it was for, so it must have been that great of a commercial. But it was a technology company.
Exactly. It was a technology company, and that was also sort of it just had a lot of emotion involved to it.
Well, let's look at this one before we go to break. It's Procter & Gamble Charmin.
It's now or never, Paul.
Come on, pretty boy.
Quarterback settles in. It's 4th and goal. This will tell the story.
What's he doing?
What's he doing?
Whatever he's doing, he sure seems to like it.
Delay a game.
Joe, delay a game? That's illegal use of hands.
What is that?
I think it's Charmin.
Who made that switch?
Charmin Ultra, the softest, strongest Charmin for your end zone.
Now that's an interesting commercial because Procter & Gamble, believe it or not, as huge a conglomerate as they are, that's the first commercial they've ever had in the Super Bowl. And they had a contest within the company to see who could come up with the most clever commercial, and whoever won actually got the Super Bowl.
Well,
ad.
you have to feel for anybody who has to sell toilet paper to come up with unique ways to pitch toilet paper. So it's pretty good on their part.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We're going to have time, hopefully a little bit later on, for your calls about any of these commercials. We've got a lot more to save to show you in just a moment. We'll take a break and be back after this. All right, let's get right back into this so we can get through the rest of these commercials. This one is by IBM.
Never make me no underdog, and never talk about who's gonna stop me. Oh, ain't nobody gonna stop me. I must be the greatest. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
Shake things up. Shake up the world.
What did you think of that one?
Oh, I've seen some of the previous commercials for Linux, and I understand the concept, but I think some people might not get it if they don't realize what Linux is.
Yeah.
That it's another operating program beyond Microsoft, and it's competing, and it's trying to shake things up.
Even though, when you know the history of Muhammad Ali, you sort of feel bad for him, and you wonder, is he going to be able to even get through this because he has such problems verbalizing.
But he did a pretty good job.
But he did okay. Yeah, so he was one of the celebrity stars. Very few of them on the Super Bowl ads this time.
Chevrolet. Ford had a lot of commercials last night.
Ford did,
for that,
GM did. Yeah.
But Chevy had one, kids get their mouths soaped.
The new Chevrolets, an American Revolution.
That's a good one.
It was
That's
a good one.
I like that.
It was cute. It had nice music too. It's building up. You want to.
I didn't figure out exactly what was going on until the very end. He's going to say, "Holy."
Now, of course, with what all that happened on the Super Bowl, that wouldn't have been too dramatic as compared to some of the other.
True. But did that rank high at all? Or
it was number 12.
Oh, it was.
So it wasn't too bad.
Not too bad up there.
Yeah,
I've seen
Chevy,
this one, Old Folks Race for the Bag, because this was kind of previewed before the Super Bowl.
It was previewed quite a bit before.
So then it ruins it for you. But here it is anyway.
chips are now even crispier, so they're more irresistible than ever.
Ranked 5th.
That was 5th, you said?
Now, some people may take offense to it, you know, showing old people in a really derogatory light. But they, you know,
it wasn't derogatory. Just show they're aggressive.
They are aggressive.
They stick with it. Let's go on, because there are a lot of people who've seen that. Let's go to Bud Light Monkey Roommate. You said this was weird.
Brian. And Frank is so well behaved.
Yeah, we're best buddies. I'm gonna grab some Bud Lights.
Okay. You're so cute.
I think you're cute too.
Talk?
Baby, I do a little bit more than just talk. But let's cut the chit-chat, head upstairs, or we can, you know... Whoa, here he comes. Act natural.
Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light.
I'll be right back.
So how do you feel about back hair?
It's all here.
Now, that wasn't one of the top ranking ones.
I bet a lot of people were mad about that commercial. If you had your children sitting there, young children, that would be kind of hard to explain.
It was a weird one. You know, when you think about these ads, is it really worth the money that people are spending? And even though it's $2.25 million per viewer, they're only paying 2.5 cents.
Yeah.
So, you know, economically,
still,
it's not
you know,
too bad.
I mean, you know, where can you get a talking monkey for $2 million? It's
and
hard.
where can you get people talking at the water cooler about your commercials all the next day?
That's true, and they'll be talking about that.
And look, here we are on air talking about it too, so great publicity.
Let's go to Staples, Mafia Supply Supervisor.
Hey, Randy, I need an ink cartridge.
We all have needs, Julie.
It's got sprinkles. Thanks.
Legal pads.
Banana nut.
I've got those muffins I owe you.
Have a paperclip.
Randy, can I have some file folders?
Half a Danish, half a folder.
Say, Randy, I went to Staples.
Staples, Randy.
It was easy, Randy.
Very easy.
People might like to know that.
What do you want from me?
Cream puff.
You monster.
Store, catalog, online, Staples.
I liked that one. That was one of my favorite ones.
Now the mic's on. Yeah, you had to have that actor, and I forget his name. Without him, it's a nothing commercial.
So it was clever. It was well done. I thought it was a cute commercial, but people didn't like that. That was ranked like halfway in between.
I thought it was average compared to some of the other ones we've seen. I thought it was average. Anheuser-Busch, again, must be tough designated driver.
Must be tough being a big-time basketball player. Must be tough. It must be tough being a mega-hit singer. Must be tough. Designated driver.
Must be tough.
Now, I give Anheuser-Busch a lot of credit for that because this is the second ad they ran that was very similar to, you know,
about
drinking responsibly.
Designated driver,
and the other one they had underage drinking, and that was a real. Having a teenage daughter, I guess I could relate to that. And the girls were younger. They put on some lipstick. They go into a convenience store to buy some beer, and all the signs say, you know, we card. And so I think this type of thing, especially since they're spending so many millions of dollars encouraging people to drink, I think this was at least socially conscious.
Okay, let's go to Honda Pilot, Raised by Wolves.
Like most families, we wanted an SUV, but ours had to be especially rugged because my husband was brought up by wolves. But he's really not that different than any other guy. You know, he loves to be outdoors, so we bought a Honda Pilot.
Hey, Dad.
And that's been a lifesaver, really.
The Pilot, built by Honda.
Evidently, that wasn't a debut for that.
No, it wasn't.
It's been around
We've
for a while.
seen it, and I was really surprised that they didn't debut one, because typically this is when the ad agencies have the big splash in introducing commercials. Budweiser, you have to give them credit. They take full advantage of it. In addition to running these commercials, they do them throughout the year, after the Super Bowl. They have big promotional things.
Maybe what Honda figured out is that, okay, we're going to have a lot of people watching these commercials anyway, so we'll just use the one we've already produced. We'll save some money, even though we're spending $2 million.
Possibly. I mean, it was a creative commercial in some sense, but after you've seen it once, people are glued to the TV set. And also, there was a commercial, I think it was for one of the car dealers, and they showed it once, and then after the next break, they showed it again. And you wonder, was that a mistake that they showed it twice in a row?
Yeah, it could have been a make good.
That
they messed up. Or they figured maybe some people were in the bathroom, they'd catch them next time around.
Possibly.
We'll continue in just a moment. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more, including my favorite. Back in a moment. Dr. Audrey Gusky is here. She's from Duquesne University. She teaches marketing over there, and she's been following these commercials for like 15 years. Let's move right on into MasterCard. Homer Simpson.
Diapers, milk, and laundry detergent. $25.
Oh, yeah, and that stuff he just said.
Routine oil change, $20. Haircut, $75.
75 bucks?
Getting your errands done quicker to spend more time with your family? Priceless. That's getting your errands done quicker to...
Yeah, I heard you the first time. Stupid voiceover.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Oh.
I was really disappointed with that one. You know, I love the MasterCard priceless commercials, and last year they did a couple, and they were classics, and this year, I think Homer Simpson, he's getting old.
You'd have to be a huge Homer Simpson fan
so that was
a
disappointment.
Truth, anti-tobacco ad.
Shards Glass Freeze Pops, we want you to know where we stand on important glass freeze pop issues. We now agree there's no such thing as a safe glass freeze pop. The only proven way to reduce health risks from our glass pops is to not eat them. To learn more, visit our website. And remember, Shards of Glass Freeze Pops are for adults only.
Once again, one of those commercials.
You have to admit that, I mean, they were right. They really hit home there.
Yeah, so I thought that was something that was also, you know, suggesting more societally conscious ads, along with the alcohol and now the tobacco industry.
Pepsi has, our last 2 ads are from Pepsi, and here the first one is young Jimi Hendrix.
Sounds better than pizza and Pepsi. It's the cola.
Not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Ranked about 15th on the ad meter, so it wasn't too bad. But, you know, is Jimi Hendrix the image that you want to have advertising Pepsi?
No, as soon as he died of a drug overdose.
That's what
I don't
thinking.
know. That crossed my mind when I was watching.
Yeah, mine too.
It's a little strange here.
And I wonder if the young people even know who he is.
And let's go to the last one that we have for you. It's the one that I saw early, and I was laughing out loud at this one. At first, I was kind of watching it, and then I really laughed, and here it is, called Bears in Disguise.
You got ID? Okay.
Nothing goes
Let me look at him run out of the store. I thought that was great.
Yeah, and I'm sure Pepsi's real pleased because they ranked second on the ad meter, and so they're real pleased with that. But also, this was one of the first commercials that was shown, just like the Budweiser one that was ranked #1.
So you think that's a big advantage that they were shown early?
And they're paying more.
Before people like me went to bed.
Well, people were paying attention to the game. We were lucky that it was a very exciting game, because if it wasn't, typically people tune out. And if you've paid over $2.5 million for an ad, and people aren't watching it, that could be ugly. Let me ask you this question, Bob. What do you think the #1 classic favorite commercial of all time, according to CBS, just on Saturday?
I'm just trying to remember classic commercials, and this is probably not right, but I would say the one with the frog and the lizard and the Budweiser
no,
thing.
that wasn't it. You should have known this as a Pittsburgh.
Oh, I should have known this. But it's
Mean Joe Green commercial where the little fella.
But was that a Super Bowl only?
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't Super Bowl only, but it was shown initially there, and you know the little fella comes in and he says, you know, he wants to talk to Mean Joe, and he says, take the Coke. And
little trivia for you.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see that commercial in a major motion picture that's coming out next week. That commercial is in Miracle, about the 1980 Olympic gold medal winning hockey team.
How exciting.
I just saw the sneak preview Saturday night, and so I should have known it because that commercial was on there.
Yeah, and that's always been number one.
Hey, don't forget, you can see Audrey on...
At Your Service, which is during the 10 o'clock news, Monday through Friday, and talking about how customers can get better tips and
also plays in the morning during Pittsburgh This Morning.
It's sometimes in the morning as well, but you can catch it every evening around 10 p.m. And it's a good one. And Duquesne likes sponsoring it because obviously it suggests our mission of helping the community and giving them better advice and save money and time.
It's a great university. My son goes there. You don't have to sell me. So thanks for being with us. We'll be back in just a moment with a couple of closing comments after this.